Hey everyone, we've landed on Rocktopia today, and so the number one thing I like to do anytime I land here is do a run on the forests in hell, just for the skills. We can always go for more analysis, perception, dexterity. These are all looter skills. We'll get genetics, which will go into our mutant looting skills. And anytime I do this, I try to use a loot pill, or not a loot pill, but a skill pill, because we get those when we buy our ammo, because we buy those starter pack refills. And so we get a few skill pills every time that we pick up some ammo. And so I like to use them on things like this that are important. And getting more loot is always important. And we're going to push our resource gatherer up. We're almost to level 40. There's no unlocks associated with it that I'm aware of, but it's still kind of nice. It also shows you how important I kind of feel harvesting trees is, because you don't get to 4,900 points, in which I have not chipped in resource gathering in any capacity. Um, but there's just so many really good skills associated with tree harvesting that it's really underrated. And for people who want to know where I'm at, I literally just go to this teleporter down here, and then I drive along the road. And once I crest this hill right here, I know it's tree land all through here. Well, I forgot, we also get zoology. There's analysis. That goes into every looting profession right there. So even if you're a robot hunter, this can build up your analysis skill and your perception skill, both of which go into that looting profession. So it really is good for everyone that's going to hunt anything, or really do much of anything, honestly. I guess if you're strictly a crafter, maybe not, but it builds up geology, biology, and I think that goes into animal taming. And so it really is just a really easy way to round out and backfill some skills that maybe don't get as much love as they need. We get botany. I don't know what botany's used in skill wise. Gardening, if they ever do anything with it, I suppose. That's what biology is used for. And I like this area because you can see it's pretty densely packed in trees. I can break 3.5 to 4 tools, um, typically within an hour. There's geology. So even if you're just a miner, doing a little bit of this probably not going to hurt you. But we're going to have to work our way back there for, but maybe we'll take this grove out next, and then we'll kind of work our way back. I want to be able to see a little better. So minimize that. Some more analysis. And so, which is one of the, I guess, faster built skills with the tree cutting is analysis. Especially compared to like genetics, which is really slow. But I'm not sure where else you build up genetics, except maybe the. Actually, I got nothing. Oh, I almost forgot. We'll get some athletics as well, which will help boost up our evader level. I'm excited about that analysis skill. We're closing in on that 3,800 mark. Oh, and we get alertness, which is I think 6% on mutant looter and the animal looter. I didn't. I'm not well versed on the robot looter, but I'm pretty sure he goes into it as well. I'm just not sure if it's still that same 6% like the other two. And so even if you're only after one skill, you can actually just sell the other skills. Um, if you don't want them. I mean, I like to keep most of my skills personally, but if you're really only after one or two skills, like say you're like, ah, I'm really just trying to backfill my genetics, I'll sell those other skills. I don't even use them to help negate the 90%-ish returns you're going to get doing tree cutting like this. I mean, I typically almost always get 90% returns. 85 to 90, we'll say. And so the losses are pretty minimal compared to the value of the skills you get. Especially if you're using a skill pill or something like this. I'm excited about this biology getting worked up too. It's one of our lagging loot skills. There's some perception. You can never have too much perception, is my opinion. I mean, really, of any of these looting skills, right? So, the more skill you have, the higher level you are, the more loot you get, is the theory. And so, anything that boosts that up is going to be a bonus. Oh, there we are, new rank in biology. And we've about broke this tool in about 15 minutes. Let's take a look at it. It's got one ped left when it gives us that message. I haven't seen us get a genetics boost yet. I mean, it's one of the slower skills anyway. Oh, there it is. There's a little genetics boost for us. And these are really the only mobs to worry about while we're tree cutting are these vampires. And we'll just skip the trees that are literally right by them and grab the ones that are far enough out they won't bother us. The other thing I like to do sometimes is scan some of them while I got the skill pill going on. Just for like the xenobiology and other skills that are extremely hard to work up. That's more of like a little side note because I'm trying to work up those other skills. Because xenobiology goes into looting and you unlock it at level 30, but there's not really a way to actually work it up that I found except to scan creatures. And it'll be the same with the mutants. I just don't go around scanning mutants very often because there's not very many mutants. I guess zombies on Rocktopia. We could scan some zombies at some point, see if we boost up that skill a little bit. That way we at least have a couple of points in it. I forget what it's called for the mutants though. As there's a little bit of zoology. That's also doesn't rank up very quickly because a low percent on this particular tool use. But it's nice because we get a little bit as we go. But again, analysis is a big one, and it goes in every looter profession. Now this is excellent for backfilling these skills, and I'm actually shocked that less people do it. I don't know if it's just that they don't know about it or that they just don't find the same value in it that I do. And that geology score is almost exclusively from tree cutting. I think I have 600 points in mining skill right now. And so it's kind of an easy way if you're trying to unlock that ground assessment before you really start mining. Um, this would be an option. I mean, I'm a level 10 treasure hunter, and I've never hunted for treasure. I haven't really been paying attention to the returns. Looks like we're at about 7 ped for about 8 and a quarter ped. So not amazing, but definitely in that 80 to 90% zone. But I don't consider it that much different than just buying the loot skills. So you're spending less money, but you're having to spend some time to come out here and harvest. And some of those skills aren't even viable, like that xenobiology I was scanning for, and we did get one skill up during that. You can't even find that. If you wanted to purchase it, you literally cannot, as near as I can tell. And I've even visited with skill brokers who their whole business is that, and they are like, "No, I don't really see that." So there definitely comes a point where you just have to go out and engage in the activity to boost that skill if you really want it. All right, this tree should finish off this tool. And yeah, we've got about 3% of a resource gatherer level. So even at level 39, a couple of tools does give you at least a small chunk. We're at 11.8 of about 12 and a half on returns right now. So really not bad at all compared to the amount of analysis, biology, that genetics, the perception. And I guess the other side benefit is you do get a little bit of intelligence. And I would like my avatar to have like 100 intelligence one day. We are not there. We're not actually even all that close. But dream big. So we broke 3 tools in about 50 minutes. And so that 3 and a partial tool is pretty spot on. I have a little bit of reload gear on though. The Mayhem armor gives me a small percent reload, and then that hat gives me a little bit more reload speed, which just helps me to break the tools a little bit faster. I get 1 extra pull on a small tree with this setup per so like per every little small tree, I'll get 1 extra use of the tool than I would without it. And you see there's still a handful of trees here. We've broken 3 tools and we'll work at least partway through this one. That being said, if we had more tools, we could literally just move up here. If we were trying to break like 6 or 8 tools, there's more trees up in here. Well, we hit 3.5 tools for sure within that hour. We're still on that skill pill, and we are probably going to get about 60% of the way through. We got about a minute and a half left on that. I see we're slightly encumbered. If we were going to be out here longer, we would throw some stuff in a vehicle and send it to storage to relieve some of our weight. We're going to go ahead and finish this tool out, and then we'll see how our returns were. I think we're going to be like 1 or 2 trees short of finishing that tool in this little section, so we might have to jump across the road to where I was talking about earlier to get those last couple. For sure we will. All right, wrapping this tool up. And you see we got a small chunk of that level for the resource gatherer. Oh, and there's a dex boost. I don't know if I talked about that yet. Also a looter skill. Also nice to have boosted up. That you can get from shooting stuff and using tools, though. It's just a nice bonus since you're already getting all these skills like zoology that you can't necessarily get too many other ways. Same with the analysis. You can get it from scanning stuff. You can get it from tree cutting. Maybe some mining. I'm not sure about the mining. Anyway, you see there's a lot of trees over here as well. Oh, and that's going to wrap up our tool. So we broke 4 tools there for a total of 19.07 PED returned. So that's 95% returns. Plus that grip loader skill we got. What did we end up getting? A couple of points of zoology, a nudge of dexterity, like 6 points of analysis, a point of almost 2 points of perception, a point or two of alertness, 4 points of genetics, a little bit of biology. We got some geology. Then we got some bonus skills like that athletics we got. Anyway, I would call that a successful run. We're just gonna sell this stuff to the trader and get most of our money back, and then bank those skills. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.